Well, hello everyone, it's Marguerite with Wreaths by Marguerite again today to make a special project for the holiday season. This one's a big one. It was so much fun. I've always been a big fan of all the colorful Christmas lights each year. And when I saw these ornaments at Walmart this week, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I decided I would make a swag with all this beautiful goodness on it. And here it is. If you'd like to follow along and see how I made this beautiful creation step by step, just hang around. We'll be getting started any second now. Let's get going. Okay, so let's go over the supply list. First of all, these super cute glittered light bulbs were the inspiration for this particular swag. I've gone ahead and I put holes in the back with a 20-inch pipe cleaner on it. You just glue it directly into the creation if you wanted to, but I like the extra security of it. And I just used this is a wood burner, so I just poked holes with it after it heated up and made the holes I needed for it. So that's cooling off in the corner now. So I've got all three colors that I want to use. I thought about more, but I knew for sure that it just wouldn't fit on this swag, and I didn't have any more of the longer swags. So let me put these here out of the way and safe, because they are glittered. They can be a little bit sensitive to rubbing off. We don't want that to happen. And this is what's called a pine base. This is a pine swag. It's got a little loop on the top. We won't take the tag off of that till later. This says that it is it looks like it's a 28-inch. It's a little bit longer. I usually take this end piece here and fold it up, but for now I'm going to leave it alone. I've already flattened it out so that half of the pine tines are on one side of the spine and half are on the other. And these are the colors that match the ribbons and the ornaments. So I threw the white in there to make it an even number. Since I wanted to use two different selections of ribbon for every other. So what I mean is, every other is going to have these three ribbons. So here are the ribbons I chose. A light bulb, a stripe in the blue that matches, and a glittered green. So every other will have that selection of ribbons. And then every other will have this selection of ribbons. So it'll be this, then this, then this, then this. So I needed to either do 8 or 10. So I chose to go with 10, which I think is good because this is going to be pretty large and in charge. On this bundle of ribbon, I did two 1.5-inch ribbons and a 2.5 ribbons. They're all caught up 14 inches in length. And I got them all pre-folded and cut before we started so that we aren't here all day. And the other one is the wide 2.5-inch version of the light bulbs. And then we have the blue and white stripe, diagonal stripe, and the green glitter. So we wanted to incorporate the glitter into the ribbons as well. And then there's a pile at the front of the table you'll see later of other ribbon, which is the wider version of the blue diagonal stripe, so the 2.5 inch of the diagonal stripe, and then the 1.5 inches of all of the glitter colors, and then the red glitter colors, because I can't use all of the colors in the ribbon tails. More than 3 is too much, and I definitely wanted to get some texture with the stripes and to get those light bulb ribbons in because they're my favorite. This is my favorite theme other than the the red and black buffalo plaid theme. That's what I have in my home. So these 4 colors are in those ribbons. So that's why I chose to go with these. All right. So I've cut them at 20 inches in length. This is what's called 10-inch mesh. That means each piece is 10 inch this way. And I pre-cut them at 20 inches wide. We're going to be using the mesh first. So I'm going to put that out of the way because I'm going to use all of these colors all at once. I brought out some attachments that I thought might go really well with it. I didn't have any blue glittery bulbs. So in terms of getting the blue in there in the attachments, I have these blue glittered styrofoam balls. So I will probably incorporate all of this into the wreath. We will see how it looks as we go along. And then, of course, in the intro and the outro, you'll see. I brought these out, too, just in case. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to put those in the basket. Get all that goodness out of the way. And then I found these. I may or may not use them. Excuse me. They're glittered balls in the red and the green. Again, I really need to get my act together and get some more blue stuff. So, and then the ribbons are back here on a spool ready to go when it's time to make my bows. So these are all the colors that are in the ribbon tails. So this is what I'm going to be using for the bow, as well as some of those extra rolls that I talked about in the glittered. So I'm going to go ahead. So first of all, I laid it flat because I think that it's going to need to be, or the light bulbs are going to stick out way too far and it's going to look funny. So I laid them down flat. And what I plan to do is I plan to do a mesh poof on both ends, and then 4 along this. 4, 8, yeah, that's 10. So I have, is that going to work out? So green, red, blue, white, green, red, blue, white, green, red. Yeah, that'll work because this will really be hidden by the ribbon tails once I'm done. So I'm going to start on one side and then work myself around. I'm going to do, use these pine tines to hold my mesh in. So I'm opening 2. And the way I like to do my poofs in this particular project, can't use my phone to weigh it down. What do I have that's heavy? I can just use this. So I have it curl side up because we're going to do what's called a woodland ruffle. I want white at the top, so I'm going to work backwards. Let's mix this up. I want the white at the top. So let's get one white one. There's a bunch of extra because this is left over from another project. And this is one way to use up your bits and pieces of different rolls too. So the curl side is up, and I'm going to ruffle it so that, not ruffle it, I'm going to make little curls. 1, 2, 3, 4 curls. And I'm going to clip it in the center because it's going to be curls on both ends and ruffles up the center. That holds this down so you can work with it, and having the chip clip helps as an extra hand for sure. 2, 3, 4. Some people just ruffle the curls across their chest and then ruffle it all together. I don't find that I'm very adept with that. I guess I'm physically challenged that way. So let's go ahead and do the top one first. So I get that out of the way. Okay, we'll use this one and this one to get it started. Nice big long set, just tight and low, 1 to 2 times, because we want to make sure we have enough room for the ribbon tails and any attachments we make. So that means it's going to be, so I might just do 8. Might just do 3 on each side. So let's see how this works. So we're going to, I'm going to put the red in between the blue and the green. It's not really going to work out the way I want anyway, but yeah. Adapt and overcome, right? I work this out, and then, you know, you go to sleep at night, and then you come up with more ideas. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, I was going to do 10, but maybe I'll put the extra 2 in the center to give it a little bit of lift. I think that's probably what I was thinking. I just don't remember. I'm just getting over getting sick, so I'm going to blame it on that, too. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let's go here. So we're going to have one color here. So I'm going to put this right here. So it's kind of sort of butted up against the white. And I think I'm going to turn it. Pardon that noise. I forgot to turn the sound off. Okay. Let me take that back out and think about this for a second. I want to get this as big as possible because this is going to be pretty large. No, that'll work. I'm just going to do it the other direction. I'm going to do it this direction. So this is sticking out a little bit more. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's never the same as you set out to make it when you put it in there. Also, what I did was I put more of the woodland ruffle and curls on the outside than the inside because I want it to come out further. So see how that works? Okay. So then the other side I'll have the fatter part of the poof on the outside and the shorter side. so that it's pretty even. Okay, let me bring it this way. They'll stick out the same distance. So I'm going to put the red in the center. Curl side up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clip it on one end. And do the same on the other end. You can do 3 to 5 times. I roll it 5 times when I use mesh that's 24 to 30 inches in length. But when it's smaller than that, and this is 20 inches in length, I only curl it a few times. The whole goal of curling it like that is to hide the cut edges of the mesh. You can't avoid that. So we're going to take this a little bit further in. So see, there's more on this side of the center. And we're going to go in here. I think I'm going to use, what do I want to use? Because I'm going to go, I think I'll use these two. Okay, and put one up. Oh, that's the right direction, Marguerite. Put that back down and use these two. So there's still a little bit of the greenery facing the outside of the wreath, but I still have enough room in this tie to place my ribbon tails. Alright, so this will be the guide for this side. Now we're going to do green. So if I do white, then it's going to be blue, red. So let me put this one in and then we'll start analyzing whether we need to use 10 on the outside. Because I changed the direction of the poof. Usually I put them this way, but I want some width on this for sure. And then I'm ruffling it up the center point. And then I'm going to bring it down here. I don't think I'm going to have it stick out as far because we want to taper it down. Oh no, I guess I will. Yeah, we'll go with it the same. See, I'm changing my mind. That happens. I might want to go down here a little bit more, because that's basically up to that. We want this up to this, so that means here. So yeah, I'm good to still do 3 on each side. We got this. Tight and low. I want to make sure I have enough room for my ribbon tails to go in there. So this will pop up a little bit, so I really won't need any mesh in the center. I don't think. We'll see what happens. That'll help hold it up and hold the ornaments up a little bit better. Okay, so we're back to white. So it looks like we're going to stick with this most recent plan for the mesh. This is how it goes. It's not always exactly how you start out wanting it. Doing the storm door wreaths are a little bit more consistent because it's a very basic style of wreath, but just so pretty. Those are the wreaths that I make that fit behind a screen or a storm door without crushing them. Now this one we're going to stay in the center because it's going down at the point. So that works. Alright, let me find the thingamabobbers, the pine tines. Get that in there. I think, yeah, that'll work. Because I was thinking about this here. I think I'll bring this up to help hold the bow in place. If not, I can always tuck it in the back, or I can cut it off. It just depends on where we are at that point. So there's that side. So let's do the other side. So it's going to be blue here. We don't have to have it the same on both sides. Although, should we? What do you think? I think I am, and I'll tell you why. Because the green bulb is going to be up here and the blue bulb is going to be down here. It's still going to put the red on top of the red, or I could do blue I could do blue, red, and green. Blue, red, and green when I put the light bulbs in. That's what we'll do. That sounds good. So we are going to put the exact same colors across from each other, after all. Work in progress. So that means I need to come in here. I'm going to double check it here to make sure it's about the same. And it is. I'm going to take 2 of these. They're longer up on top for sure. And this one. And I'm going to put it in. And it's going to overlap for a second. And then I'm going to adjust it. Tight. And I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to bring these up next to each other. That will also tell me if they're the same length. Okay, and they are. Seems to be. Take a look, and then I'll show you. Open this one up a little bit more. I must have ruled that one a little differently. But see that? So these 2 center sections that are shorter than the outside sections of the poof are even, so that should mean that the poofs on the outside are even as well, the poofs and the curls. So let's do the red. Let me first find the center. So I'm going to go right with these 2. No, these 2. I've got these 2 up and open and ready to go. Put my weight on it. Curl side up. 2, 3, 4. Clip it there. Pine coming off. Take that off. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring my fingers down here and hold it there. I'm going to put it in there and try to butt it up evenly against the ones on the other side. And then tie it in. The pine tines. Tight and low. There we go. That gives me the room for, let me look at it this way, for the ribbons to go in there. It's funny how each side comes out slightly different. But the outer edges are really are the only thing that are really going to be seen. So therefore, we're good. Okay, I'm going to get these out of the way. So I'm not going to need any more from the looks of things, because that center row of poof is definitely going to be enough of a foundation to hold everything up. Try to keep a clean workspace. Last time I did a big one with lots of attachments, my table looked like a bomb blew up on it, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ruffle up the center. And there you have the woodland ruffle. So I'm going to bring my hand out to the edge some. I forgot to put. See, it always is helpful to get your pine tines ready so you're not manipulating them while you have something else in your hand. So what do I want to use? The small ones. So I think I'm going to go with these 2. So I'm going to butt this up against the other side. That'll help me keep it even. And if your hands are sore like mine, just get your needle nose, which I can't find right now. They're probably on the floor. Under all the scraps. I won't show you under the table. I've been busy lately. Okay, so let me see. Where are we? These are even. Got a little poof going on there. We're making sure this is down the center. That is even on both sides. And I'll show you what it looks like. Well, right now it doesn't look like a whole lot. So now the fun part starts. We're going to put all our ribbon tails in. Okay? So we have 3, 6, 10. So we're good on the every other. So I think I'm going to start with the blue on top. And I have a Merry Christmas 1.5 inch ribbon. I have a light bulb ribbon with a red edge that's 1.5, and then I have a blue glitter. So what we're going to do, we also have to keep in mind that we have words on this, so we need to make sure our words stay right side up. And that is what's called directional ribbon, because it's got a design on it that it can only go in one direction and be right side up. The light bulbs, that's a different story. They've got light bulbs going one way and the other, so you can place them in your creation any way you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift and separate these, and I'm going to put one on each side of the 2.5 inch ribbon. That way the red edge is not right next to the red ribbon from this one. See that? Red edge, red ribbon. That breaks it up a little. And you can either do it the opposite on this side where the red is down and the light bulbs are up, but since this is the top center one, I'm going to go ahead and do exactly the same thing on both sides, and I lift and separate the ribbons and then place them in position, and I run my fingers over them to give them a little bit of curl. This I'm going to fold down because I don't want to cut it. I'm just going to fold it down because it's too big, too long. And play with it a little bit. We can fluff it some more later. So there's that. That's a start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go green next, then blue, then green, then blue, then green, then blue, then green. So that's the pattern. This doesn't have any directional ribbon. The light bulbs go both directions, and you've got a 2.5 inch version of the light bulbs, a 1.5 inch of the diagonal stripes, and then the green glitter. And I like putting the 1.5 inch ribbon in the center when I only have one. And we're going to pull these down, the tips of the tails down to the edge of the table, because we want them to reach out to the edge of the wreath. So I'm going to put it in that pine tine that the blue is being held by, keeping it all there. Twist this, and then I'm going to curl the ends of the pine tines under because they're longer, so you still kind of see them. And then I'm going to put one on each side, so it'll be green this way, then the blue in the center. I'm lifting and separating the ribbons as I go, and then pushing all the way down to the base to get those gathers out. And then I'm going to bring this here. I'm going to put this on top of it. There we go. And then down on this side, it's going to be the opposite. The blue will always stay in the center, but we're going to bring the green glitter up to the outside. This is giving me fits here. Glitter is a little more dense. This glitter ribbon's a little more dense, so you got to really handle it a little bit more, I find. And then I'm going to have this here. We want it all facing the outside of the wreath so you can see it above and beyond the big lights that will go in the center. So this will be back to the blue glitter. And I got to remember again that this has got words on it, so I'm going to put it in with the words facing away from me, pulling it down to the edge of the table so that they're upright in the poof. Move this out of the way. It's giving me problems. So let's see. Twist, tight and low to keep it nice and low. In there. Okay, so we're going to do blue glitter up, kind of keeping the same pattern of glitter up on one side, glitter down on the other. And then this one goes in the center, so we're lifting and separating all the way to the base of the tie to position our ribbons and to get all those gathers that we can get out of the base by the ties. So that means on this side, I'm going to lift and separate the two 1.5 inch ribbons to bring the blue glitter out. and then the red up. So that makes it, no, I did it backwards. They're upside down. The word is upside down. So I could just twist this, but it makes more sense to me to take it out. Ruffle it back in the center and pull it down this way. So I needed to have the words face me. Directional ribbon can be confusing at times, let me tell you. We want them to be able to read it right side up. So blue is going back to the top. Light bulbs in the center. Notice how I'm running my fingers along the edges as I'm spreading them out. It gives them a little curl. Do I have to do it again later once the whole thing's assembled? Because once I go into putting the light bulbs in, it's going to get a little more manhandled, and that'll probably displace some of the ribbon. I'm trying to get this up here. Okay, get it out of the way. Okay, so there are those. So we have 2 in, so we're going to go back to the green. Down here. See, realistically, I probably should have put the the white here and the green there. I probably still would have had a challenge on the other side. No one's going to notice anything for the worse. Alright. We'll see how this goes. If it doesn't work, I'll take it out and move some things around with an intermission. I'm still not feeling it 100%. Okay, and then down here. This one uncurled a little bit. I don't like that, so I'm going to recurl it. Guess it's how I put it in the tie. Get under there. Don't just pull. Be careful because it'll snag it if you're not careful. Alright, so now we're going to bring the green down here. Okay. Not worrying too much about it being a little flatter because that's all gonna be covered in beautiful goodies. So this one's easy to put right side up because it's the bottom. Get that in there. This is a shorter one, so there's going to be a bow on top of it, so it will be securely in place, I'm sure. So on this one, I'm going to do it like the top, where I put the blue in the middle, and I'm going to put the red up and the light bulb down. That way the light bulb is not next to this light bulb either. There's a lot of things to consider, but nothing that's so fatal that you can't fix it unless you put glue in it. Once you glue, you're committed. Okay, so there's that. So we're going to go back to the green again over here. So I probably should have put the blue where the green is and the green where the blue is, but then I would have to mix up the bulbs. There's a lot of factors and none of it's really going to matter. It's all going to be pretty once it gets in there. Okay. So far I'm loving how this looks. I'm folding the pine tine over the center. That way you get a little pop of the pine over the center of the ribbon tails, that is. Let's separate that a little more. It doesn't want to unwrinkle. Alright, let's do this on the other side with the green down. Gathers out, and then we'll move on to this one. And I need to look at it to make sure I have So it's going to go this way. Okay, it's going to go this way. So the words are right side up to me. Fold it in half into an upside down V. And then we'll put this in there. Tight and low. It's going to get mushed by the bow anyway, so I don't know why I'm fussing with that one down there. Okay, so those are in place. So we're going to go up with the blue. Nope, I lied. Blue's in the center, guys. So we'll go this way. No, that was only... Yeah, that's right. Oh gosh. Forgive me, guys. I'm still going to stick with the fact that I'm getting over being sick. I don't know what it is that's going on around, but it was not very nice. Alright, we want to hide. We don't want the blue to hide. We want them all to show. Let's get these out. Okay. So this side, it's going to be the opposite. So the blue stays in the center. The Merry Christmas red goes up on top, and the light bulbs on the bottom. That way we don't have light bulbs next to light bulbs. So we have one more to go. That's going to be the green. These are spares unless I decide to use them somewhere. So that means we've got the green one to do. I'm going to pull this over here a little bit more. Make some room in here for this. So I can get in there. Ruffle it up the center. Bring the ends to the outside of the table. And then get my pine tines. And then I'm going to just tuck them in and out of the way. Tuck them in and out of the way. But let me. This is all going to be hidden once everything else is in there anyway. So green up. Blue in the middle. Light bulbs at the bottom. Trying to make as much of it go to the outside edge as possible of the swag. And then on this side is going to be the opposite. So the green will be down and out. Let me move these out of the way because I want them to lay on top of this. The top and bottom ribbon bundle I want laying on top of the bundles immediately next to them. So we'll go back and put the blue back in place first, then the light bulbs, and then the red. Merry Christmas. So that's what we've got going on right now. Spare piece off. So that's nice and bright. That's going to look great. So now the next part is going to be adding the light bulbs, and then we'll make bows. So I'm going to do the blue at the bottom. Like I said, I'm going to stand for this so I have good perspective. A lot of people create standing. I go back and forth. I need to first take the price tag off. I need that to figure out its price, though. So I have that on the back of there. You can put some glue on it if you want to reinforce it, but you don't have to. I'm going to try to spread these two green ones out so that I can attach the blue one at an angle right here. And I like to use these little plastic. Let's see if I can bring that in for you. These little plastic embroidery needles. This one's 6 inches long, but it's nice because it's a helping hand instead of trying to shove those pipe cleaners through the entire project without being frustrated. Can we get back to the beginning? There we go. There it is. I need to come this way. Alright, so I'm going to take this needle. I don't think I'll ever be perfectly comfortable with doing the camera, so give me some grace there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this pipe cleaner, one side is on one side of the spine of the swag, and the other one's on the other spine. Other side of the spine, I should say. So I'm trying to be careful so I don't ruin the glitter on my bulb. I've pulled it through on both sides. I'm going to bring it up with one hand while I manipulate it in the back. And I'm just going to pull it in, but not make it look like it's, you know, sucked in and ruin the look of everything else. But it needs to be tight enough so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to twist this about 5 or 6 times for now. I'll go back and cut off the excess and bury it in the back of the wreath later. See, that's not going anywhere. So then that means we want to use the red one next. I'm going to go at a little bit of an angle, I think. Get this tag off. We're going to do the same thing because it's going to look like this once I'm done. I think I'm going to have that come out a little bit extra on that side. I think. So I can have these two even. Again, we're going to make sure that the twist ties are on either side of the spine. And I'm going to put that right where this one is. That worked out perfectly, having the short sides of the poofs in the center like that, because it's a perfect bed for this light bulb. If you hadn't noticed, talking and doing something at the same time isn't always my best trait. Put it through on the other side of the spine. Make sure they're on both sides too. Where'd the end of this one go? There it is. Come back up. Okay, so I'm holding them both. I want to lay this down on one side so she can just... I'm backwards, guys. What the heck? I need to go this way. And I made sure it was on either side of the poof. No, yep. Poof and center. So I'm going to pull this tight to bring it down in the center. These rich jewel tones are also very popular this way, especially also with the Nutcracker theme. But I saw some of these light bulb ribbons last year and the signs, and I just fell in love with it because it reminds me of Christmas of my youth with all these vibrant colors. So that's going to go there, and that's going to go there. And now we will put this one in going the same direction as the blue one. I might put a poof in there and there. We'll see. Just thinking about it at this point. Okay, so back to the needle. Trying not to wiggle the bulb around on the table too much so that it doesn't scratch any of the glitter off, I should say. That's up there. Put this on the other side of the spine. Put that through. Let's see how this looks. Oh, yeah. It's gone its own direction. I could probably reposition it, but let's see how it looks like that. I might bring the blue that way too. We'll see. Okay, come on. Nice and tight. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it back this way a little bit so that it matches what's going on there. Do I need to put a little bit of green there? I'll go back with some glitter later. Alright, I think I like that. Let me show you where we're at. I'm probably going to put some, I'm thinking out loud, probably going to put some smaller ribbon bundles with loops on the sides. Let me go ahead and bring this over because I'm going to use all of these plus what I have here to make my bows. So I'm going to stick him up here, or her, whatever you want to call it. All my ribbons over here. So I'm going to make a big one for the bottom, for sure, and probably a big one for the top. I'm back. I had to get my bow maker out. I'm going to use black ties, pipe cleaners, because that blends in the best with the green. I don't have a green that's the same color as the green in the pine. Okay, chair. I have an uneven floor. I've said this before, and sometimes it can be really challenging. Okay, so those are the 5 ribbons that I used in the tails. We'll fix those tails up a little bit better as we go. And these are the coordinating. So what I want to do is I want to start with the color that I don't have in the bow first. I mean, in the, you know, tails. So I'm going to do this. I want to break up. So putting this next to this in the bow means it won't be next to each other. Because remember, when you're making a bow, every other will be on top of each other. So I'm going to go with, I want to use all of them, but I don't think that's going to happen. So let's see where I am. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's enough ribbon for those. I could use this and these when I do little ties on the side, little cheater bows, as they're called. Okay, I'm going to need some zip ties. I have these black zip ties, and let's get started. So I'm going to put this here. I have more of these boards. I could get them all out, but I don't want to bring more out on the table. So I'm just going to sit these behind it so I know what order they're going to be in. So those 3. And then, so that'll be a center, outside, center. I think I'm going to go with these 3 and then see where I'm at. That sounds like a plan. Okay, this is going to, I'm going to make them 14 inches for now on the tails, because this is going to be the bottom bow. And I'm going to go with a 6.5. No, I'm going to go with 7. Because this is a big project. Get that in there. Give yourself enough leeway so that you're not fighting with the ribbon. Get that set. Do the other side. I will make the 1.5 ribbons longer, 1.5 inch ribbons longer, because I want to make those curly tails. So we'll go back over here. And I'll cut that. Not putting this away yet, because we're going to make another bow. We'll stick it here. That was my dad. Checking to see if I was filming. Let's good to have him here. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and we're going to put one of the loops on one side and one on the other. We're going to keep these the same length as this. Do this. These are going to be 6.5 inch loops. A little bit longer. Let it go, Marguerite. There you go. This is my favorite bow board, so if you'd like to find out where I get any of my tools, reach out in the comments and I'll share that with you. So this one will also be 14. Then the next two I'll probably go down to 12 inch tails. I have more than enough for a second bow for this one, which is nice. I was originally just going to put the 2.5 inch of this light bulb ribbon in instead of the 2.5 inch and every other one in half of them, and the 1.5 inch in the other. But I wouldn't have enough for a bow, and I wanted this in the bow too, not just the 1.5 inch. So there you go. Pin out. So this will be a 12 inch tail. I'm ahead of, it's supposed to be this one, guys. Here we go. That one's next. All right. Let's try this again. 12 inch tail. I think I might put the blue stripe back in after all. In the 1.5 inch. I think I will definitely do that. If your wire ends up sticking at the end of your ribbon, just cut it off. What happens is your ribbon settles, and sometimes a little of the wire will stick out of it. It's not great, but it's not a bad thing. It's not going to affect what you're doing. No reason to panic. So I'm just, rather than using the board to tell me where 6.5 inches is on this one, I'm using the light bulb ribbon because they're going to be the same length, so that works. Cut this over here at 12. Alright, so see how I have that now? Okay. This chair keeps rolling back. I'm not happy with it. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the green first. No, we'll use green second, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Right. So now we're going to go down one side. One. I'm not going to put the center loop in yet because I want the glitter on both sides versus in the center, down like I did down there. So this is going to be 12 inches again. So we have that. And we're going to do 6 inches, which is a touch. We're going to do 5 inches because I'm going to bring in this one after I put the 2 glitter ribbons in to center in between. And it will be, no, I'll put that on the top. I'll put this there. I'll put the light bulbs there. So we're going to go with 5 because we're going to come back with this one in the center. I don't know, guys. See, I'm hesitant on this because I don't want red on top of red, so I guess I'm going there. That's my story. I love glitter ribbon, but sometimes it's difficult to work with. It's because it's so stiff. compared to fabric or poly or satin. All right. So that one's going to go up there so it's not on top of the blue one. And down here so it's not on top of the blue one. We're just crisscrossing. There's 12. Just sit that there. I already did that one, so I'm going to put that one there. What is that? Oh, the tail. I'm putting them in order behind me, if you're wondering what's going on back there. What is she doing? Okay, so now I'm going to come back with the green. This will be an 11-inch tail. I don't want to go too short. So I can always cut some off, but I can't add. Okay, so this will be the same size loop as the blue glitter. So some slack there. Bring it up and into the posts. This goes there. So now make this one 11 inches. And I'm going to bring this one up over the blue stripe. So now, see, they're crisscrossed as well. All right. I think I'm going to do the same kind of bow on the top of this creation as I did on the snowman swag. I liked how it looked. So next will be, do I want to do light bulbs? Yeah, I'll do the light bulbs. And then that'll be the center loop. So these are going to be 16 inches long because I'm going to give them little twists and turns, and I call them piggy tails. So this will be right here. So it's going to be a little bit shorter than that one was, the green and the blue. So that's like 4.5 inches. Just about 4.5 inches. And then the same thing on the other side, so that I find that there's 4.5 right there. Would it be easier to work on the bow if I'm standing up? Probably. But I have hip issues, so yeah, we'll leave it there. It's actually sciatica, but most people don't necessarily know what that is. Okay, so that's done. And we're going to go back in. With the Merry Christmas to make a center loop. And again, remember that this is directional. So I want it to be 16 inches. So I'm going to do the loop in the air. I'm going to gather it up there. And then I'm going to bring it here. And then squish it down. And then I'm going to turn it here. So one side of the tails is going to be upside down, but it's going to look all right once it's in the wreath. Because this is going to stand up in the center. So it'll be on both sides. I can either do that and that. Or this. I guess I had to cut it, huh? Keep that in case we use it. There. that out of the way till I get this done. And then I'm going to take my zip tie underneath all the layers of ribbon. Put it all the way up to the post. I like to push down all the ribbon first, and I usually put it on the left side because then that way I retain the size of the loops on each side of the center. I can adjust it if it needs to be once I get it off of here to understand where my needle nose are. Am I just blind? We'll make it work without the needle nose. I just need to bring it up by putting my hand behind all the ribbon. I'm going to bring it. With the glitter ribbon, it's thicker, so it's harder to pop it off of this. You notice I put my hand on the top. That way the bow doesn't go flying around the room. We don't want that. I'm going to turn it around. And you can either hold it with your thumb and forefinger, which is always a challenge for me with the shorter thumb. So I tend to press it down on the table, making sure everything stays stacked. And then I'm going to tighten this up. Not all the way though. And I'm going to bring it to the back. Alright? And then I'm going to stick a pipe cleaner in there. That's the normal length, which is like 12 inches. Put that behind there, then tighten up the zip tie a little bit more so that I still have some leverage to position all my ribbons. So I'm going to position my tails first. Make sure they're nice all the way up to where they're right next to the zip tie. And the ribbon is all facing forward. And once it gets into the wreath, the swag I should say, I can position it even better. I'm just trying to make sure that all the ribbon is turned up, that there's not much wrinkling going on, that it's all the tails are facing down and not to the side and everywhere else. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to start adjusting the loops. I'll do that a couple of times in total. See, this one's way up here. I need to bring that all the way down here. So my red's my center. I'm going to poof that up. I like to start most of the time with poofing my loops from the back and then go forward. Because usually when I do it from the top down, I mess up on top and I have to go back and fix it. This goes here. This goes here. Green goes here. Turn it around so I can fix these a little better on the bottom layer. So the red is my center, the red glitter. And this will go up here. That'll go sort of on top of the striped. These are down there. Bring that. Just make sure it's all right side up. Because if you go and tighten the zip tie now, it'll be much more difficult. So see how that's going to center? It'll look better once it gets in the wreath. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to tighten that zip tie in the back. Hear all that clicking? Till it won't click anymore. And I'm going to cut off the zip tie. The excess there. And usually I do all the bows and then put them in the wreath, but I'm doing it one at a time. With this, I need this again. I'm going to go in on either side of the ribbon tail bundle so that I can get it on each side of the spine. That should go on that side. And I'll hold that with one hand so it doesn't pop back out. maybe. There we go. And then do this needle back on the other side. Did I lose it? There it is. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to grab hold of it on both sides. I could have used a longer pipe cleaner for ease of use when I'm doing this part, but I decided to just stick with a traditional pipe cleaner. Alright, now let me get this all situated. So, there's the first loop. You want to try to keep it in the same place on both sides. Then the blue stripe. Then the light bulbs. Then we're going to bring this up. So it's going to overhang the light bulb, this one, a little bit. And then I'm going to show you. I'm going to move the camera up a little touch. I don't like to do it after I've started, but sometimes it's necessary. So I can get you a look at this so far. I'm going to go ahead and cut the tails now. I'm going to give them all a haircut. I'm going to push these on the top out of the way, sort of, while I work on the bottom ones. So these all go on this side. These all go on this side. Alright. So the red one is going to stick out over here just a little. No. I'm being decisive today, I know. So I'm going to put this that. Keep them relatively the same length. Actually, I think I'm going to go this, bring this here, and bring that there. It all needs to be down in the center anyway. Okay, so then we're going to put the green up there, a little shorter still, and the blue the same as the green. And I might even go shorter, we'll see. Let me do the other side first. Okay, there's the red. These guys need to get out of the way, but they won't. Okay, so that's going to be about right there. Using the table to help line me up. Oh, I did it backwards. Oopsie. So I'll go in and shorten the other side a little bit too, so they're fairly even. They don't have to be. Sometimes I like them to be even though. Alright, so there's that. That means the blue one goes on the inside this time. This goes out. Now this time it's green on the inside and blue on the outside to keep it opposite of the other side. So this green one's going to be the same length as the blue. And this blue one's going to be the same length as the green on the other side, which is about there. Okay. Now I'm going to come back and put these in and curl them. You'll see what I mean momentarily. It just turned over a little bit. Let me fix that. Sometimes when they roll them on the rolls of ribbon, they get a little bit out of sorts. So I curled it all the way to the top and I'm pulling it out. This is just so festive and it matches my t-shirt. I've had this t-shirt for a couple years, so that's not why I got it on. Well, it is why I have it on, but it's not why I have it, because of this wreath. So now this is going to go in the center with the red outside. I'm not cutting any real length off of these because it's getting curled up. And the bit longer they are, the better, I think. Pull that out. And then move that over here a little bit. And do the same thing. Alright, so let me fix all this I messed up and show you what we have there so far. I like that. I haven't decided whether I'm going to shorten them or not. Okay, so let's put this back over here and bring the bow boards back up to hold my ribbon. Get this trash out of the way. Keep a clean workspace whenever you can. Alright, so I'm going to take this tag off now, because now it's going to be in the way. Alrighty. So up here, let me look at that again. So if I do this first, okay, then I do these two on either side. Then I do this one in the center. Let me decide here. Alright, so I have all of these to work with for sure. So I can do the red. I think I will do the blue on the bottom. No, I'll do the green. I'll do the green on the bottom and then the red and the blue, so they'll be next to each other. I'm doing a Jordan bow, which is a single loop but two tails of each. I think what I'm going to do is put this one at the back. There's a lot of decision making here. I'll bring these all over here. So that'll be a single, one on each side. I don't want white in the bow other than that, so we'll keep that there. So those four will be like that. I don't know if I'll use this yet or not. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put the green here and the red here. And then I don't want this in the center. So I'm going to put this and this. And then do I have any little ribbons? Let's see. What glitter ribbon do I have? Go in the center. I think I like some blue with these. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just getting some thin ribbon. Is this the right blue? Yes. And we'll take this out of the mix. This out of the mix. Here. I could have used white, but I don't have anything white and glittery anywhere. So I think that's what we'll do. Okay. So, those two. Those three. We're not using this, so we're going to start with light bulb, blue, and red. So let's get this going. I should have enough for everything. So I'm going to go with 10 because these tails are going to be shorter. They're not gripping. I need to put some grippies on the back of this. Okay. So there's that. I could put green and then do the... Nope. Indecisive. Here I am. 6-inch loops. So we're going a little bit. I'm
going to put those clothes in the lawnmower.
It's laundry day around here, folks.
What's that?
I said it's laundry days around here, folks.
I got mine all done except the dryer.
Cool. Alright, so there are those two loops.
What?
So we've got the 10-inch tails and the 6-inch loops. I'm surprised I actually have a little of this left. Maybe I'll make a lantern swag with it. We'll see. I think I have the product to do that. That would be really cute. So now we're going to put these in there. I'm not going to go any longer than 10 inches with the tails. And I did it wrong. I only need one loop, guys. Save this to use in a lantern swag. Because we're only doing one loop on each side. Back to this guy. There we go. So this is going to be just a touch shorter. It doesn't even have to be because it's going to be on each side, so I think I'll do that. I'll stay with 6 inches. That's on the inside, that's on the outside. I try to place them where they're going to stay when I'm putting the bow together. So remembering 10-inch tails. So this one will go outside of the light bulb ribbon. Same size as the other two loops. And this tail will go on the inside of the light bulb ribbon. Alright. Okay. So there we go, a little on each side. So now we're going to come back with this in the center. I'm going to keep all the tails, like I said, at 10 inches until we have it into the swag to see how much I need to cut off. Okay. This one will go at 5 inches in the center. With 10-inch tails. Let's put these two in. They're next. It's a brand new roll. Again, I'm not going to make these long. Maybe I'll make them 12. Because maybe I'll curl them, maybe I won't. And once again, I can't add to it. So this one will go on the other side so that the red is not on top of the red. Keep that the same line size as the diagonal stripe. Next with the green. Thought it was diagonal. Nope. 12 inches. So that's over there. These two glitter are straddling the striped. Just using that blue striped one to make sure the length is the same. So that will go here. That goes there. Oh, this one's almost got it stopped sticking. Oh, there we go. They use tape in here to hold the rolls on, the ribbon on the rolls. So let me see, where is it? It definitely keeps it taut on the roll when you have it taped like that. So that is those. So next we're going to go in with these two. So I will make sure this one is over the red glitter. I'm going to go with 12 inches as well, just in case. Goes there. This one's just going to go to the side, a little bit shorter. So that one's going to go over the red glitter. I brought it down a little bit so it's not covering up too much. Is this long enough? Let's see. Is it long enough? I'll make it a little shorter. So that's the center. So we're going to do a 4-inch loop. Right? 4-inch? Is that what that is? So I'm going to gather it there. Put that there. Twist it. Okay, so I'm going to go one on each side because I want it to be right side up, because I'm going to put it loops to the ceiling, facing the ceiling on the top. So this is the direction to keep it right side up. Now it's time to put a zip tie on. Oh, no, you guys, I almost forgot the center loop. I could have left it like that, but I want a center loop. So I don't necessarily need the spool holder for this. So that's going there. And this will go here. Take that off the floor after a while. Alright, we already got the zip tie in there. I'm going to bring that up all the way up to the posts. And then we're going to put this around it. So it's the same number of tails as on the bow that went at the bottom of the swag. Get that up a little bit more before I pull it off. Okay. Everything is where I want it. Hold it there so it doesn't fly across the table. Now, either hold it with your thumb and forefinger and take this around to the back, keeping your stack intact. And then I'm going to put a pipe cleaner in there. This is exactly the same technique as I used on the bow for the top of the snowman swag I did. Not all the way tight, but tight enough that nothing moves, so I can position everything. So a little bit of that ribbon was turned over right there, so this is the time that you clean that all up. Have all of your ribbon facing the right direction and go right into the base right around the zip tie to make sure that as much of the gathers are out of it as possible. This one goes in the center. This one goes over here. Here. This one. There, and then let's get this right there because it's going to sit like that at the top. Tighten that up. And I've already started heating up my glue gun, so that'll be ready when we get to that point. I don't know if we'll need this. We might. Alright, so I'm going to turn it this way. Got my handy dandy needle here. And I'm going to do it so that the bow sits up against that and the tails are sticking out on top. Let's see how that looks. I may have enough room in here that I don't need the needle to get around. I'm making sure that it's on each side of the spine, but see, I am struggling a little more. And on top of the ribbon tails so that they will stay in place. Okay, come on. I should have used the needle, but I thought I'd show you. See, it was much quicker using that needle. I mean, it was only a matter of a few seconds, but still. So that's the center. This is the side. This is the other side. That's the other center. I need to pull one pipe cleaner one direction. Is it this one? Yes. Tighten that in. It doesn't go anywhere. And then I'm going to clean up the bows and the tails so that they're like they should be. Put that on the side there. So the red and the blue are next to each other. You can do those like that, but I have this on the wrong side. So somehow I messed it up. That's not a big deal, I'll just move them. And then there's this in the center. That hides the zip tie. Where's the green one? Okay, I had it right in the first place, good grief. This needs to be here though. This needs to be here. That means these two are backwards. Nope. It is what it is. I want to go over here. See, I'm trying to avoid, you know, why I didn't put this in the right place. Darn. Okay, so those go there. These go here. These go here. This in the center. I'm just going to go like this. I think works well. Okay, so there is that. Hopefully you can see it better now. Okay. And these I'm going to keep curled. I'm going to cut them at an angle this way. One on each side. Where's the other one? It's a 7/8 inch ribbon, so it's a little more the struggle bus. Yeah, I like that. For me, even with small hands. Center. It was bugging me. So I'm going to put it to me right now so I can get this stuff all set. I don't want it to be too far above the top. I'll put that there. That's going to go next to it. It's going to be like a starburst, so to speak, up here. Get this one up here. This was behind the red, so we're going to go red over here, blue here. There's that. This will go here, a little bit shorter. These two are a little shorter even still. I'm going to pull that over here. I think I'm going to do the angles on these and do just like the blue glitter. Okay, and then these two will go on either side of that blue, so they'll be shorter, even still. And then try to mirror that on the other side. So that will put the, where is the wide one? There it is, it's hiding. That length is perfect on the light bulbs. And then the red with the blue on the outside of it. It's about the same as that. Can't see everything I'm doing. One day I'll have the overhead shot. Same length? Yeah, that's the same length. So then that is next. And it's shorter. And then this is going to have red and then red out here. So at an angle. I could have done the V, but since I'm just curling it, I'm not going to that extent because it'll be hidden somewhat. And bring these up. Oh, that was terrible. Ooh! Terrible. Okay, so then I'm going to bring these loops up here and show you that. Okay, so that's the top, that's the bottom. Now here comes the fun part. Get all my equipment out of the way that I'm not using. let's see. Okay. So I think it needs more tails out the sides. Let me see what I can make. How much do I have of this left? I think I'm going to put some tails up in here, maybe? How long is this one? Can I use it? How short would that be? Use this as my tester. So if I were to put something up in here, I can make that a tail. I can make 4 of these if I have enough. 4, 24, 36. And I don't, so I can do 2. That's gone. So I'll leave that aside. Oh, I have these. Darn. I can use these. But I'm thinking loops. So 2 with this on the back. Actually, these 2. Nope. Okay, guys. You're seeing it as it happens. So that one's a 12, right? Yeah, so 2 of these. This is really working to make sure you use up what you have on this project. Let me see. So I'm just going to do a tail on the back, I think. Okay, so I'll do a tail on the back, and then I'll come in with green and I'll do blue. There it is. I haven't even opened it. I'm going to make basically a funky bow. That's what I'm going to do. Cut the end. I'm going to keep them that length. And there's my center. Right? I'm going to twist it. And I'm going to make, using the table, go 12 inches. I'm going to put it there. Cut off the excess on the other end. Let's see how this works. And use one of these. I think I ought to do the Red Merry Christmas in here as well. So I'm going to put this on the bottom. Just use it as a holding pattern. So this is that. 12. Is that 12? 12. Marguerite's on the struggle bus today. But I wanted to be creative today. I'll go there. And then I'll go 12 inches again. Put it there. I'm going to twist it around. I think I'm going to do blue and red, and then, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to put that there, but it's going to end up on top after I get the other one done. going to do 2 and 2. Blue and green. I have another roll if I need to do this, so we're going to go with this. You can see where that ribbon spool is helpful to hold your ribbon. I do have another roll, right? Let me double check. I usually buy 2 rolls of each. That's it. Throwing ribbon on the floor. These are different. So I'm going to use this one. This one matches the 2.5 inch. Don't worry, I'll clean up underneath later. 12 inches to make a 6-inch loop. Twist that around. I'm not going to put it in until after I make the second one, but I want to get a look at this and see if this is going to work. Okay. Looks. I think that's going to look really cute. Yeah, there's one there. The only difference is I think I'm going to make this one in the center a little bit shorter. Let me take this out. Tie that off nice and tight. So that will be this and this. Oh, I had it right in the first place. So we'll put that in there after we get them all 4 made. I'm looking at this here, and then what I'll do is I'll put some of these. I have 3 of them, so I can do 2 on each. Yeah, so I'll take one of these off. So 2 of them will be like this in there. That one will go on that side. And I'm going to do 2 red on the bottom. Take the green off. thought I had one more set and I was wrong. Okay. Let's get another one of these made. Alright, so when I'm concentrating and doing something new, I definitely get quiet. I'm going to clip here to hold it. Let's see. Blue. So let's do this. There. Bring that up at 12 inches. Twist it so both ends are facing forward. This one, these are too short. This one goes there. Let's do this. Get that piece of tape off. First, let's cut it. This one needs to be turned. It's not turned on the back. Fix that. Just realized that. So, okay. Like this. Does that look right? Yep. This one turns on the back. I'm doing this as hard as I possibly can. Oh, Marguerite. Wrapping it around to the back to knot it off. That's these two. Get these tails all cut so they're all the same. Okay, so we have that will go there, so that means green is on. So that's going to be blue up. And then that's going to be right in the center. Okay, let's get this stuff all cut. I'm going to put these in before we do the next two. Almost cut the needle. That was interesting. There's that one. There's that one. This in the center. These are all cut over here. Could have used the 14-inch one, but I only had one. All right. Cut a little shorter. That's helping me get the lengths right. Get them all? Looks like I got them all. Okay. So we're going to go blue up. I'm going to feed this through. Let me fluff this up a little bit, even though I'm going to have to do it more once I get it in there. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what I can get. I'm trying to get it around the spine. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Put that one through there. And that up here. See why I love the needle so much? There's that one. Where's the other one? So there's that one. Is that the other one? Okay, there we go. I think the length is good. I think what I'll do that. Hitchhikers. See how that is there? I think I'm going to do it down on the other side. So then I am going to flip the green and blue. Okay. A little bit. Nope. Okay, let's try this. See how it goes. Let's see. Let's see what I can do here. Because we do want it pulled in. So you just see the tips of the loops, honestly. Okay, where's the other one? Where are you? There it is. Bring it this way a little. Missed one. I had a feeling I didn't cut the end of one. The Merry Christmas ones. This. And these go over here. Alright. So hopefully you can see this. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. So then up here, and the other side will be another 3 ribbons. So this will be the red one, the light bulb, and I think I'll do the blue on the back to get some more blue down there. So that will be 12 inches. 2 of these. Oh, come back here. Okay, so this can go over here. So these will be the back, like the 2.5-inch light bulb was. And we'll do this blue and green. I guess I'll do the stripe and no, yeah. So this will be on top. So I guess I'll do these two. Alright, so let's start again. So it was like 10 inches, I think. Is that about right? A little bit over 12. 7. Alright. Right there. And then 12. This is 12. The other one was 7. The tail is 7. I can always shorten it if it's too long. Okay. I really like the glitter. I'll hold it there. And then we'll do the same thing. I need to cut this a little shorter. Just a touch. So it's like 6.5-inch tails. Alright, so that's going to go there. That's going to go on one side. And then, hey pen. So that was basically 6.5, almost 7. And then we're going to go 12 inches to make the loop, a 6-inch loop. Excess off. Alright, let's get that in there. And this will be a little bit shorter. The tails will be the same. Alright, so 6 inches, almost 7. This is going to be more of a twist that. It's going to be more like 10, so it'll be a 5-inch. I know I hold my ribbon differently, but it works. Okay, so put that in there. These are going to be so cute. So there we have the center loop. Glitter blue in the back, and then this one on the side. It's not a lot to look at yet. Let's do the last one. So there's the center. And we're going to go with the red. 7. 12-inch for the loop. I'm going to cut this tail off before I twist it. This would be a good time to hold my ribbon with the bow maker. I chose to do it the hard way today. So that's like a 6-inch. Yep. Get this out of the way. Let's go this way. Put the pins in it, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm on a mission. Just under 7. Oh, I forgot to cut that one. Trying to do it as I go along, and then only adjust it if necessary once it's in there. Just under 7. 12 inches. Done with that. And then last but not least, remembering that it's a 5-inch loop, so that's 10 inches. So just under 7. 10 inches. That over there. We'll adjust these tails once we get them done so that they match. 5 to 10. Yep, that's right. Cooperate here. These are fluffy pipe cleaners this time. Twist that a couple of times. Cut these all. I want the light bulb ribbons cut the shortest. Okay, so let's see how they compare before I fluff this one out. Yep, they are almost exactly the same. I need to cut this one a little shorter. Yep, okay, so let's do this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff this out. I'm going to cut it well. Pardon me. Getting dry. Getting into the cooler season, so I dry out quicker. Plus that cold does not help. Okay. I'll hold that there. I'm going to pull this forward, and it's going to go blue to the side. Got another visitor this time. It's my puppy dog, Maggie May. Hi, Maggie May. And then we're going to put this one in after I spread out the tails. I'll fix some more once I get them in there. And then I'm going to put it around spine on one side. Okay, that's one. I'm gonna mess everything up in the process, aren't I? Where's the other one hiding? Where is it? It's there. Question is where? That's the one I'm holding on to. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna come down here a little bit. It's in my face. Alright. That was on one side. I'm trying to get on the other side with this one. It's giving me fits. This is why I use the needle. Let's use the needle on the next one so we can get some relief here. Or maybe now. Because that's frustrating the crud out of me. Where is it? There it is. Just doesn't want to cooperate in any way. Alright, there's one side, there's the other. I'll hold on to them while I position this. I want it to be... I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up. Alright, I messed up the bow. We'll fix that in a little bit. I think I'm going to put this over here. And then that means I could put this over here. And I think I like that idea. So I'll show you in a minute. Alright, I messed that up good over there. Alright, let's get all these tails. This should be on this side. And then this red one should be over here. This other one should be up there. This on top. This should go over here. This should go all the way over here. Okay. So right there is what I just did. And now we'll come up here with the last one. Get these back in their space. Fluff this out. Alright, I want this to be on the red side, the red light bulb. I'm going to be stubborn again, and I'm going to try to do this without the needle, and I'm going to pay for it, so I'm just going to get smart. Alright, it's this in here, keeping it on that side of the center. Through there and hold on to it with one hand. Now it doesn't want to come off. See, I can't win. Alright, we'll hold that there. And I think I can do this without the needle. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there we go. I need it to be down here, over here, right over there. Let me just see if I can pull it tighter. Just don't have any. Oh, those are in the way. I wonder. Okay. Twist that 5 or 6 times so it's good to go for now. Okay. I'll hold it that way so I can get everything where I want it to be. That one's there, and that's there. Let's get those back in position. So that one's going to have the loop out. There's one of these, and then this is going to go. Where's the red one? So it should be red, blue, light bulb, red, blue, light bulb. Okay, so here we are so far. I'm thinking this is beautiful. I'm happy with it so far. Adorable. A little bit. And that way a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to talk about doing the attachments. I want to look at these before we even get started to see if it's something I even will want to try to use. So it would be here, and then over here I could do this one. Not committing yet. So this side would be red on this side and green on this side. There. And then these. And we'll do the same thing. I'm going to put the ones with the green in the ties that have the red Merry Christmas. Well, you know what? Then I would only need, I could do 2 reds here. No. This is the part that gets frustrating sometimes. I'm trying to figure out what would look best where. So if I did these, I only have 2 greens, so that means these would go down there. And then I have these. Let's see what we've got. Would that work? Spread out all the pieces first. I'm going to say again with the blue here. 5. Trying to make sure they have the same amount of balls on them. That's 4. That's 4. So I would do 3 of these. Let's see how this looks. Stick those in around it. So it would be like that. And then put, that's only 2. There it is. 5 and 4. 5 and 4. So I would do this here. Like that. Let me try to bring that in so you can see it closer. So it's right here. Where's my finger? There it is. Oh my goodness. Just go back out now for the rest of it. Okay. So I think that works. So I'm going to go ahead and commit. Alright. And then I can use the other 4 red ones down here. Alright, let's do this. Let's commit. Okay. Let's put this in there. I could tie it in, but I'm just going to glue it in and pray that, you know, it's good to go. Push that in there nice and tight. Glue in there. Glue strings. Okay, this one goes in the center. There are glue strings on everything. And I'm wiggling it as I'm putting it in there to help hold it in place. It'll attach itself to everything around it if I do that. Okay, so that's in there. So we're going to go down here. And do this one right here. That one. Okay, and then I did green on the bottom. Glue it in there a little bit. Put the red one on top. Okay, this one in the center. One to the side. Yeah, it's still under. This one's been a doozy. I haven't wondering how close in time it is to the snowman or if it's more time. Alright, so now the next step is to decide. I've got the balls in there, so we're going to do these on either side. And I guess I'll do the blue. I have to cut some more of those, but let's get these in here first. And this is not going to get used. Guess I still needed those blue ones. So I've got 4, 4, and 4. Need 2 more 4s. Okay. Glue strings everywhere. I'm not losing my mind, folks. glue strings. Okay. So I need a short and a long. Am I missing one? I guess I need one more. That's 3. Need one more. Okay. Let's do it. We're committed. Get that in there. Let's do the other side. And the question is, do we want to use these anywhere? Nope, so we have a center bow. So we are not using that. Okay, let's turn it around. Okay, where'd the other ones go? They caught on. There they are. Alright, let's get the red ones in. Strings. The taller, longer one in the center. And get everything out of the way because I think that's going to do it. Some glue strings on. Probably have to fluff it a little bit more. But I think it looks great, but that's just me. So here it is. I gotta do it at an angle at this point. Bring it back here to be able to get it all in the picture. Isn't that cute? I love it. And there you go. I could have made it a centerpiece if I had the bows the same on each side too. You could even still do that if you wanted to. So there it is. I'll fluff a little bit more. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today, and like and follow and subscribe my YouTube page. You can also find me on other social media platforms, not including TikTok. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. All of my product is available in my Etsy shop, which is also Wreaths by Marguerite. Every platform is Wreaths by Marguerite. You'll find me there. And most of all, I just wanted to let you know I appreciate all the time you spend with me while I make these beautiful creations. It means a lot to me, and I know you could be doing other things with your time, so the fact that you're carving out a little of your day to spend with me means a lot. And if you liked everything you've seen, I put out new tutorials every Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we'll see you next time, hopefully. I'd love to see you back soon. Let me know if you have any questions or comments as well. If not, I will see you in the next tutorial. Everybody have a great day. Bye.